first thing I want to go over is like I want you guys to be able to look at your support and resistance levels when you are trading. When the very first thing that I do, for example, when I'm trading is that I like to see where I am in a trade. If I take in consideration the 60-minute chart, for example, for the euro yen, the first thing I would look at is the 60. The last push down that we had was that we went, the furthest that we went to was 140, I believe, 68. So that was 72 actually. That was the last push down. After that, that was it. It turned around, it went long. So that was short, okay? The next major one before that was 140.47. So as far as a 60-minute chart, that's what you're looking at. So before you start trading the system, you want to come out and say, okay, if I'm going short, what are my resistance levels? You want to be looking at that. And also you want to be looking at your daily. Very first thing you want to do is to open the system, check out where you are. For example, here the euro yen, the daily is just turning long. So basically what this is telling you is that they have no intention on dropping it anymore. That's why this morning, if you were trading last night, there were bad news. And that's what I tell you guys, when there is bad news, it's a good thing. What that means is if you are not in a bad trade, if you are not in the wrong side of the trade, and it happened to be bad news, don't freak out. All it means is it's giving you an opportunity to get better. I know, for example, when this dropped last night, I was able to get into a better trade, and I'm still holding on to that trade in the euro, and I'll probably close it maybe, I don't know, maybe later on today. So anyhow, it dropped to about 72, and then it wouldn't turn. But once the session has begun, and when it turned, and I believe it was at 140.90, when Cobra turned, well, 140.87, it was really hard. If you weren't long, you missed it. It went to 75 like you won't believe. It went all the way to 148. Well, I think it was 65 or 75. So that's where it's at. So for now, our next support level, or next resistance level, it has to break 60. At the moment, it just went. I just saw the euro yen went push during the end of the Asian session. It went to about, I think it was 58 or 60, 58, and it got dropped down. So that was its first initial try at breaking its first resistance, which will be 66. Then the next one it's going to have to break is going to be 77. Then once it breaks that, next one will be 91. So this is a clear and defined. You don't have to do much. All you have to do is go back and say, okay, let me pull out my 60-minute chart first of all. Let me look at my daily. My daily right here, it's long, 4 hours long. My daily is now, it's kind of like at the bottom. The trade had begun, it started right here. Even when there was a drop down here, when Cobra went short, here's the beauty of it. High and low was still selling, it was still saying buy. And I had a question earlier about why don't I put market force in the 5 minutes. And I don't put them, it's because market force reads slower, and it's more complex for it to be able to read advanced information versus the 5 minutes. The 5 minutes is very quick. We're just trying to get into trade, but versus in the 60 minutes, I have it in the bigger time frame. It gives you time to react to it. That's why I don't have it on there. So I just wanted to say that. So anyhow, to get back to this, this is a 60 minutes. If you are looking at it, very simple. What we're looking to break as you are trading tonight is this. We just had a push to 60. it got rejected to 141.60. So no problem. So what you want to do if you are trading this, you say, okay, allow it to pull back again. You're paying attention to the 5 minutes. You want the 5 minutes to be at the very bottom of the ocean, okay? And then once it turns to go back long, you can get at the bottom, and at that point, if it's going to test it, you're going to be on there. But if it got rejected, you'll be able to get to exit the trade with no problem. That is if you didn't already get in over here. Like me, I got in already way down here. So for me, it's not bothering me, you know, what they're testing, because I got in so low. During the Asian session, the biggest drop that I noticed was 141, I believe it was 141.31, which is right here. Right now, the Euro Yen just put up a new support level, which is 141.31. It did not break that support. Now keep in mind, that's only for the 60 minutes. It did not break that support. So again, when you are trading, first thing you do, you come out. Let me repeat this. You open yours, you're gonna look at your daily, see where you are. Dailies just about to go long. We have a yellow candle here. We have another one, it's just about to turn. Pricing at 141.46 at the moment. 4 hour long. 60 minutes is technically short, but it's putting up some yellow candles indicating that the short is over. Not only that, during the Asian session, after that huge long this morning, the furthest we were able to go was 141.30. Since then, we've been slowly pushing. So our first support level that we have to, our first resistance level, which is up here, okay, is 141.66. So you guys, you never want to take a trade close to resistance or support, because if it goes forward, it doesn't make it, you're going to find yourself down 15, 20, 30 pips. That doesn't mean it was a bad trade. It means the first try did not make it. Once it breaks that, what you'll notice is that it's going to pull back a little bit. You can get in that trade. So its next one will be 141.76. If it breaks that, the next resistance level is 141.90. So that's in a 60-minute chart. So now you know very well, you know what you're looking at. And I think beyond that, I think we'll probably have to go to the 4 hours so we can find where it went last. So after that, I think it's at 142. It's way up there if I'm looking at it correctly. The last point it touched going long was, it went past that, 141.98. Then we're looking at 143.33. That's a huge move. That's big. So that's why it's having such trouble trying to break it. This is really big. So tonight, it seems like the Euro Yen, based on what I'm looking at, it's really going to try to break some serious resistance level. And the other thing that also I want to discuss is this. If you guys are trading a currency, you have to think about it. How many pips does it run? And I talk about that all the time. See what the low of the session was. Like the Euro Yen, the lowest that it went to was 141.31. Currently it's at 141.60. So that's only a 30 pip, okay? That's only 30 pips from its low. That means it's a very safe trade to take long, and it's also very safe to take short. For me at the moment, I'm waiting for just I'm waiting for a slight pullback. I'm waiting for the 5 minutes to reset, and I'm going to take that. I'm going to add to my long. if you guys want to get into this trade, it is a very easy trade. You will see, we should be able to see, let's see, let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay, we should be able to see 60 minutes is where it's at. If it could pull back down to just about right here, maybe 41, that would be a good price to get into this trade, because it is actually looking to go long, but also paying attention to the 5 minutes. And what I mean by that is to bring the 5 minutes over, it's right here. We're looking at it at the moment. The London session hasn't opened. It's at the bottom of the ocean. And we know the 60 minutes trying to break to go long. Daily is wanting to go long. If this could drop, as soon as you notice Cobra is starting to go long, I would take it with Cobra and see if it's going to break that resistance level. Because if it does, especially during the Asian session, you know you're golden. But what I want you guys to get in the habit of doing, this is you get in the 5 to lead you into the new hour. That's what we're doing. And also keep in mind, you're also keeping close, paying attention to this guy right here, 66, which is right here, this guy 66. That's your resistance level. It's not a hard resistance. It's not hard. It shouldn't be hard to break tonight. It will be fairly easy. We just tried to break it just now. I mean, not we, they just tried to break it. It went to 60. It got rejected. That's the end of the Asian session. That is to be expected. But now if you're looking at the 5 minutes, it's at 50. It's turning. If you did not get, that would be the time you would actually think about getting back in to knock this out of the park, to see if it's going to push it. If it didn't already going at like around 41, which would even make it a little bit better. That makes it so much, that allows you guys to get into a trade. And once you get into that trade, you hold on to it. You don't panic. Even if it has a 15 minutes, 20 minutes pullback, don't panic. At the moment, I'm not getting into this trade because it's the end of the London session. I mean the European session. London is not open yet. They have, let's see, another 45 minutes, I believe, to go before they open. That's when I'm going to look to get into a trade. But for all practical purposes, ladies and gentlemen, what you want to be thinking about is this. Here is your daily for the euro yen. Just about to go. Keep in mind, this thing can go all the way to 145, all the way to 146. If you happen to get into a trade, knowing that resistance, support for this is at 141.31, and it happened to go all the way to like maybe 142 tonight. If it goes to 142.50, which it could very well reach, you'll be in good shape. So that's for the euro yen, and pricing is currently at 141.51. So let's take some questions. So go ahead. The dollar yen is also in the 5 minutes. At the moment it's short, but we're getting some blue candles. Okay, so that means it is also looking to go long. I'm just letting you guys know. The 1 minute for dollar yen, actually it's been ranging here. It's looking to go long. So you can use all this stuff to get you into the trade, but once you get in a trade, you just let it go. You don't need to go in and out, in and out. Once you know what your support is, you know where your resistance level is, you get in it, you can just let it go. At the moment, looking at it, your 60 is coming down to take a quick breath, but your not your 60, your 1 minute in the euro yen is coming down. That's what I said, just wait. The London session just barely open, but when this thing is getting ready to go long, it's gonna go long. For me, if I happen to take this particular trade long, it's not, I want to wait first to see if it can just like either break 66, or I want to get it at 40 or 41. That's the price that I want to take it going long. I definitely want to take it in the direction of the 5. As soon as I see that, once momentum starts to picking up and I have another blue candle here, I feel good about it. So those are the signs that you have to keep looking for as you lead into the trade and get in, and just don't even look back anymore. Let it go. But it seems like the 60 minutes has been short, and the euro yen, the dollar yen, for example, is a 60 minutes for the dollar yen, because we've been talking about the euro yen. Let's talk about the dollar yen right here. It was short. We finally got some blue, and they're looking pretty big. So in the dollar yen itself, the lowest that it was able to go was 102.13. When the euro yen was dropping earlier today, I was watching the screen actually. It did not do much. It just sat there. There wasn't very much dropping. It just wasn't doing anything. The other piece of the equation is the Euro USD. So the Euro USD itself is short. The 60 minute is short. If that can turn and go long, so that means if the Euro USD turns and go long, it goes long. The dollar yen is going long. Euro yen is going long. That means the euro yen most likely is going to go and put up about 180 pip move. That's just how it is when those three are going in the same direction. Currently, it seems like the euro USD is short. Hopefully, it'll go long once the Asian session starts, because it's been short for quite some time. And to show you guys, here it is. It's been short, but it's been ranging. All we've had were blue, and this is the first green candles that we've had. And looking at the 60 minutes long, it was 138.71. It hasn't been able to make any huge move. It's been getting knocked down because it's on a downtrend. So we'll see if it's able to break. If it doesn't break, so that means the euro yen is actually just gonna go to maybe 786, the first resistance level, and then it's gonna come back down if the euro USD is not following it. But if it's following it, it'll be a huge payday for all of us if we're trading that. It's very close to Cobra. It's at 27, and looking at the 5 minute for it, 5 minutes is long. That's the euro USD. 5 minutes is long. There's been some selling pressure. We're also, for me right now, I'm trying to, I'm kind of undecided about the euro USD. I don't know if I want to take it long or short yet. I'm undecided. But the euro yen, I'm feeling comfortable with it, that I do want to take it. I want to take it long if it breaks the resistance level of 66. That would be a good long. Tonight we don't have very much news. I think we have news at 9:30. Then after that we have news at, no, we don't have any news at 9:30. What am I saying? We have news at 2 o'clock. Not very much news, but tomorrow morning we have big news for US home sales, and also we have another news. Also, we have two major news for US. They are high impact. That should also move all of these currencies, and that's the great thing. I was watching this morning. Once the news came out, it was bad news for the dollar. Okay, the dollar just barely dropped 15 pips. The euro yen shot up a little bit. I mean, the euro yen dropped a little bit, but it had dropped so much overnight. They only dropped it like 15-20 pips. Then after that, they let it sit there for a little bit. Then they took it long. I mean, I'm talking about, I was looking at the 60 minutes. It was just like ridiculous. They did not want to take it down any further. And trading, you have to get a sense on like how far they're willing to take a particular currency. At the moment, I believe the UAN, they just want to keep taking it long. Every time it drop, it seems like it's making lower lows and it's trying to push and make higher highs. So they want to try to make it go to 143 or 145, somewhere around there. All over 5 minutes are intact here. USD and 60 minutes. The Euro yen is still holding at 47, 46. So it's just, I mean, it won't even go down to 41. For me, I would very much like it if it goes down to 41, but it's not doing that yet. But if you are trading tonight, this dips down, pay attention to it, let it go, don't jump in it yet. And so, because if it drops down to 41, it's going to turn and take the 5 minute short. Cobra will be short, right? And as soon as you notice Cobra is turning, because Cobra will probably turn back long at 42. As soon as that happens, you can follow Cobra, see if you'll just go and try to retest 66. And by then the Asian the London session should be open. And you would get in at such great price, you'd already be up 20 pips, 25 pips. But what you're looking for is that huge payday that it's going to break to 66 and on to like 86 and then 97 and then 90. Would I take a long on the pound dollar yet? Based on the 5 minute and 1 minute chart. Let's see. The pound dollar. Would I take a long in it? Hold on for 1 second. Cable. I mean, when I say cable, that's what they refer to as the pound dollar is referred to as cable. It just went short. I'm looking at the 5 minutes. It's nowhere getting close to going long. The reason that I was saying going long in the Euro yen is because it was so close to that level, to the Euro yen breaking and going long. That's the difference, because it's so far up there. The daily wants to go long. I looked at it, it's long, but this currency has been short. It's on a downtrend. I'm more comfortable taking short. If it shoots up, I'm more comfortable taking short as opposed to taking it long. Based on the 5 minutes, because even when you take it, like right now, even though it went long, it pays you some pips. If you're trying to get 5-10 pips every single time, the 5 minutes, just the breath, it will allow you to get that, no questions. But if you take it, but don't hold on to it. If you didn't already take it when it turned long at about, I think it was 85, then you've missed the opportunity. I'm not gonna chase it up there. I wouldn't want you to. And if you're also looking at the 1 minute, you can tell it's already going down, because the trend here is that it is going down. Currencies that do move together, cable, which is the pound dollar, if it's short, typically the Euro USD is also going short. They move together. It pulls the Euro USD down. That's why they kind of somewhat look identical. One green bar here, just turning short. And the Euro USD has been doing kind of like the same thing. So no, I wouldn't want to take that. When you guys are taking the 5 minutes, it's mostly when you see that, for example, if you want to take it long, it's been dropping, it's been short for so long, and this is making its way to get back, going back long. You use the 5 minutes to help you lead into the trade, as opposed to waiting 40, 50 pips, 60 pips, and then get into it. you want to take it at the very bottom to help you lead you into it. Right now, this is the beginning of a short. It looks like I wouldn't take that. If anything, I would want to actually go back long, have it get in line with the short, wait for it to turn short, and I would take it short, because this is a pretty big candle as well. That last candle, it's pretty big. We have 20 more minutes to go till this till the next candle appears, but this is pretty big. As far as today, for tonight, what you're looking at right now, this is at the very top of the ocean, but we do have a blue candle. When I say this is, we're talking about Euro Yen real fast. Blue has to break resistance. 66 is the next one. Then we'll go from there. It already tried, went to 60, got rejected, so keep that in mind. I'm sure I'll try it at least one more time. The dollar yen is already long. The candle is getting bigger. It's pushing to go long. That's gonna be a nice long. So for the dollar yen, first level resistance it has to break, I believe, is 102.50, I think. It has to break that 102.50, 58. Then after that, it has to go to 68, 62. Yeah, I think the first one it has to break is right there, is 58, 57. So that's what you're looking at. We're about 20. It has so much to go. The dollar yen is not paying very much these days because it has some hurdles to clear. But it is in an uptrend, because I remember the last time they went to 102.02. Then after that was 102.10, 12. Today the low is 102.13. So it's putting a little bit of a higher lows. So let's say tonight if it really tries to make that push to break that. So that's where we are with the dollar yen. Euro USD right here, downtrend. It pushed up last night. That was good. That was based on good news for the euro. Actually, it was kind of interesting. The euro had some good news for I think it was a French, came out with great news. And Germany, the powerhouse, typically have great news. For some reason, they had really bad news, and actually they have news. I think on the euro at 2 o'clock, which is for Germany as well tonight. But it was bad news. Once that bad news happened, boy, it took it down. It took it down hard. And then after that, it reversed. So that's what happened for last night. Actually, it was for the Eurozone. It was all good news for everyone, but the Eurozone came out with bad news, and it dropped it. It spiked it up right here. That little spike you saw, that was last night. It spiked it to about 138.17. Right here, that last little tiny candle you can hardly see right there, spiked it up to 130.17. Then after that, the Eurozone came out with bad news for the euro, and it dropped it. Then we rebound back. Once we had bad news for the US, then it went back and it broke, and it went all the way to 138.76. So the euro yen was also able to break and went to 66 and stopped there this morning. So that's what we're looking at. Looking at other currencies, ASEAN is looking to go short. Cable, which is the pound dollar, kind of like in a range situation. We want to see what happens. And what I was talking about earlier about the euro yen, it's at 45, 44. If this continues to go short, At the moment it is long, but I would prefer to see pretty much Cobra goes on. If Cobra could go on top of it, take it short, maybe a few more pips, so I can have a clear indication that it's about to go. It's about to go long, maybe to like maybe 41, 42. Then I want mine going and help test it, and put some money on there and go help test it further to see if we can break 66. But if it goes and breaks 66, doesn't happen, they're gonna have to take it down beyond the 33 that it went, 31 that it went to this morning. So currencies to pay attention for at the moment, I believe, is the euro yen. I believe it's an uptrend, and the indicators are also saying that. It's looking good. So if you guys are keen on just taking some trade, the euro yen, it will be a really good, will be some good trade going along in that one. But wait for a drop first and get in using the 5 minutes. All right. Any questions for me? Any more questions on that?